Hey everybody, it's Marwan Bambley here. Today I want to talk about a car that I love. I like it a lot, but there are just a few tiny changes that I would love to see on this car. I used to have the 2012 GT model. I love that. I love that shape. It was clean and simple. But the new 2015 and 16 models are okay. I think they what they did was they played it a bit safe because it was the first model to be sold outside of the US. And of course, the car I'm talking about is the Mustang. So this is the 5.0 and this is the 2015 model. So let's see what we can do with this car to make it a bit more muscle car-y, if you want to call it that. So I'm gonna start by duplicating this layer so we can play around with it. Now the first thing that I didn't like when this came out was the headlights. So I'm gonna start by maybe try and see if we can make something different about this. I kind of want them to be more like the 2012, 2011, 2012 model, which means that the surface right here, this angle right here, that one, I want that to be the opposite. So I want to have it like that. I want the angle to be like this, and let's see if that works out. First of all, I want to copy this headlight because I also want to make it higher or not so thin looking. So we're gonna copy that and stretch it out. Let's see what happens when we try to cut this off right here. Around there. And maybe not have it as tall as it is right now. Maybe something a bit narrower, something like this. And just play around with this, and I think it looks better. I think it looks more Mustang-y like that. Maybe even straighten out this curve that's on the bottom of this light to make it more rectangular, and just have a simple rectangle as the front light. So something like that. I think it looks better because it was kind of a signature thing for Mustang to have those headlights. Not a lot of cars had those, where they were this angle was facing that way instead of going like every other car this way. But as I said, I think they played it safe. I think they wanted to attract, they did want to attract a lot of different markets, both in Asia and in Europe. So they had to kind of take it easy on the muscle car feel, is what I'm guessing. And another thing is I want to raise this. I want to make this more pronounced. This let me show you. This line right here on the hood, this has to be way more pronounced and beefier, at least in my opinion. So that's what we're gonna do next. Let's see how we can do that. I'm gonna take this shade of red and make it, fill it in right here. Maybe even a darker than that. We can see what happens. And raise this. I kind of want to see what happens if we decide to raise or transform this shape right here, the grill. All right, so let's copy this and let's raise it up a little bit like this. Maybe that's too much, not sure. Now I think I like it better because it looks more like a muscle car that way. Always have a big grille and aggressive front, not sleek. This looks too Asian for me, or too, yeah, I think just too Asian. By that I mean too sleek and too thin. So we want to keep it, we want to have a prominent front face, which is flat, and I think that's a big deal of a muscle car, that this area here is a flat surface almost. You have a flat face or nose, and not a lot of curvature that goes up on the bonnet and so on. So this is what I would do with the grille, and it kinda annoys me that these section lines did not continue, so I want to fill those in just for the sake of this car being looking like it's a real car. There we go. Nice. And also one tiny little thing that I want to add is I miss the hockey stick design on this on the side here. So they used to have this line here used to go up like this, so it had a hockey shape design there, and I love that shape. It was also one of these, like if you look at a Mustang from the side and they had a like a top lighting spotlight on it, that's one of the key features that you could see that would immediately tell you that it was a Mustang that you were looking at. So I want to add that back to this car. Might not have to be as prominent as it was on the 2011, 2012 models, but just add something here to not just delete that feature. That looks a bit weird. I think it's because I want to, let's see if we can integrate this curve a bit better than what we have right now. More light than that, so something like this, have a highlight down here. And let's cut this off up here. Fill in the reflections, and there we go. And I also want to fill in the door line here. Fill that back in. So yeah, if we look at the before after pictures here, we can let's see if we can merge all these layers so I can show you exactly what it looks like now compared to. So here we have the original one. These are very subtle changes, but I think it makes a big difference because a Mustang should not be sleek, and especially not the front. I think this curvature here is too much, and I want to raise the grille a few centimeters to make it more aggressive and make this front end stand out a bit more. And this line is bothering me right now, so I'm gonna have to fix it real quick. All right, there we go. So I fixed the hood line here because it looked weird when it was off. Anyway, so this is before. What we did, we changed the side to keep the old hockey stick signature design here, and we also raised the grille, and we changed the headlights to have the old angle of the previous Mustangs. And I think this looks way better than the new one. I'm not sure about you, so let me know what you think. Do you agree with this, or is it completely BS in your opinion? I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this kind of videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you next time. Bam, over there, and let's smack a big 4-door saloon face on a small sedan, and that just doesn't work.